Hi, my name is Nick. This is Trans Guy Reacts, and I make content about women's basketball, mainly collegiate and professional. Today, I'm going to talk about the transfer portal because it has been wild. So let's just get into it, okay? I use this website called the nexthoops.com because it seems pretty up to date, and they update almost every day. So today, obviously it's not updated. This is from April 10th. I'm probably going to post this like 2 days from now, so you'll probably get this on the 12th. But whatever. There's a lot of movement happening. It's kind of crazy. Kind of figured these things would happen, but transfer portal will be transferring. People out here, these young kids are looking for the best opportunity for them, not only educationally, but also with NIL and getting the exposure that they want. Some of them want to go pro, and the only way you're going to go pro is if you get noticed and you're able to, put up numbers and be effective on the court. So it is prime time for people to leave. And then some people are just like seniors and they're like, wow, I got one more year of eligibility because of COVID. Like, why not try something different, right? And I can't blame them for that. So let me go down this list. I'm only going to do the Power 6 conferences. Sorry if you're in any other conference. I'm not that interested. But these are the ones that I actually watch. And to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of Big 10 and Big 12. I have been because of, obviously, the Caitlin Clark effect. I was watching Big 10 before that because I remember Megan Gustafson. A lot of people forget about her, but she's actually in the W right now. I think she's on the Las Vegas Aces. I've been following some Big Ten teams, but I don't really care that much about the Midwest, to be honest. It's just not that competitive as a league. And to know, if you are new to this channel, I am incredibly biased. I've been a women's basketball fan for 20 plus years. I have very particular feelings, and I do not jump on bandwagons. I like who I like, and I'm pretty deferential to all players. But if you are a new fan and you only like Caitlin Clark and you don't know anything about women's basketball at all, and you don't care to know about women's basketball in general, I'm not for you. This ain't the channel. I barely cover Caitlin. I don't care. She has enough coverage. I don't need to cover her. If you're looking for that, it ain't me. Go find another channel. Please dislike my channel. Dislike this video so I don't show up anymore. I am here for people who actually care about women's basketball as a whole, okay? And want to know what's going on, context, history, all that stuff. So let's get into it. Like I said, I was talking about the transfer portal. So let's jump right in. I love this website. So what does it say? Right now we have 1,137 freaking what? Students are in the transfer portal. That's wild. Okay. All right. So let's start with the ACC because it's at the top. To be honest, I don't know. I watch Boston College sometimes, but not really. I'm not like super invested in Boston College, but I do watch their games. These players do not stick out to me. Sorry. Same with Clemson, although Clemson has a lot of, like the 5 players are leaving, and some of them have minutes, and I'm like, what's going on at Clemson? Don't know, really don't care that much. Florida State, losing only 2 people, it's not that big of a deal. Those people didn't play very often, so they're probably thinking, let me go to another team and make a wave. Georgia Tech, I'm kind of surprised. 1, 2, 3, 4 people are leaving, but again, these players have not played that much. They don't have a lot of points per game. I don't know what their other stats are, but based on that, Nell Fortner obviously didn't play them, so didn't feel like they were that effective, and those players may be feeling a type of way about that. Louisville, not surprised again. Low points per game, scoring people I don't really remember, to be honest. And I remember in the post game, the last game Louisville did, the players in that meeting were like, oh, we're dedicated to this program. We're definitely going to come back next year. They were all about Jeff Walls, like they were on his side. And I thought it was really funny that Jeff also pointed out that this year has been the best year that he's ever coached, the best team that he's ever coached. He's like, there's no drama. It's easy with them. They just do what they need to do. No problems. And I think that is a little bit of a low-key dig at Haley Van Lift. She might have been a little bit of a headache. And he is, let's say, like, yeah, I'm happier now that she's gone. Interesting. All right, moving on to Miami. Of course, Miami, Katie Meyer retired this year, so of course a lot of people were gonna leave. It's just, if you were recruited by a particular coach, why would you stay once they retire or go to another school? Either you're gonna follow them to the new school or you're gonna leave the school if they're done with their career. So looks like 5 people are leaving. I think Jalea Williams was the first. I guess Ali Stedman was the first, but I remember them talking about Jalea Williams first. And I think it's so weird that Haley Cavender, she has 1 year of eligibility left, and she left school and then decided to come back. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go back to Miami. And then now that Katie's leaving, she's like, actually, I'm going to go to TCU. Like, okay, girl. I don't really see why. I mean, she has a great career as like an influencer and a brand ambassador, so I don't really know why she wants to play basketball still. Maybe she has dreams of being in the WNBA or something. She's a little short though, so I don't know. She could. I mean, she's a guard, but is she a point guard? I don't know. All right, and then North Carolina, kind of surprising. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players leaving. 6. That's a lot. Taoni Key, who is the sister of Tamari Key, who goes to Tennessee, and I think she's just finished with college. I don't know if she's staying another year, but Taoni Key is leaving. I'm kind of curious where she's going, where she's going to end up. Deja Kelly is a big one. She is like one of their best players and is deciding to leave. I don't think I have any information about why she's leaving. She just, I think she just mentioned that, like, why not try something else? Maybe, the last time they played, I don't know if it was the tournament, was it, or the SEC, they got their ass whooped. So maybe she's like, I need something new, I need something fresh. Who knows? NC State was losing one freshman and they didn't play, so I guess that's not a big deal. Notre Dame, I am kind of surprised, not by Lauren, because did not play, but KK Bransford. I don't know what's going on, like why she's not filling the Notre Dame program, or Niel, but she is a guard. So I don't know if it's because, Hannah Hidalgo is just killing it. And we also have Olivia Miles coming back. So maybe she's feeling like, I'm not going to be as needed and I'm not, getting the attention. I don't know. I'm speculating here, but that's the only thing I can think of is like, she's going to have a lot of competition. She had a lot of competition this year. And so she's probably going to have more competition and feels like there's maybe another program where she'll be able to be more front and center. Who knows? Pittsburgh is losing 4 people. Again, going to be real, don't really watch Pittsburgh games. Gonna be awesome. Gonna be honest, right? Syracuse, kind of surprised that so many players are leaving. That team is pretty solid. I mean, they're losing Deja Fair, but she's a senior, so that's fine. But the other players, kind of surprised about, but I don't know what the dynamics are there. Virginia only losing 2 people. Virginia Tech obviously is losing quite a few people. Obviously, Kenny Brooks going to University of Kentucky is bringing Clara Stark and Georgia Amore. Gabby Brooks is his daughter. She didn't play, so I think she's injured right now. So I'm not surprised that she went into the transfer portal. I figured she would. I figured she's going to go to University of Kentucky and be with her dad. Like, well, why wouldn't she? His 2 other daughters played under him as well, so like, why wouldn't she? And I'm interesting. Samaya Safran is going to stay at Virginia Tech. So the new Virginia Tech coach convinced her to stay. So that will be interesting. Probably letting her know that she's going to play more. That's probably part of it, because she didn't really play that much. Wake Forest, only 1 person. Big 12. So 3 people leaving Baylor. Kind of maybe a little surprised, because I think Nikki Collins is a fantastic coach. She used to coach in the WNBA. She was last with the Atlanta Dream. But, these players didn't have a lot of points per game, so maybe it just wasn't working out for them. They weren't, I don't know. BYU, I don't really care. I don't follow LDS religious schools. I don't care for that. I'm not a religious person, and they are very homophobic and have a history of racism. So I don't fuck with that school. Cincinnati, don't watch it. Sorry, y'all. Don't watch Cincinnati. Houston, don't watch y'all. Iowa State. Now, this is surprising because Iowa State was killing it this year. They lost in the second round of the tournament to Stanford, but in overtime, and it's like a team full of freshmen, essentially, freshmen and sophomores, and a lot of them are leaving. I'm not sure if that's what's going on with the coaching there, but and maybe people are not feeling Audie Crooks as the new, like, it girl, because she is the it girl. She is a fantastic player. But, I mean, like, goddamn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players leaving, and 4 of them score. I mean, not a lot of scoring, but they do score. So that's very interesting. 3 forwards and a junior. So, I don't know. Do you hear that siren? Do you hear it? Do you hear that siren? I live in the hood. All right. Now, Kansas, Kansas, these players didn't play that much. So, okay. Kansas State, same thing. Players didn't play that much, so I'm not surprised. Oklahoma, Don't know who that is. Oklahoma State losing a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, and this is quite interesting. I don't know what that means. Where's is Oklahoma State or Oklahoma going? Oklahoma State, I think, is going to the SEC. Is it Oklahoma or Oklahoma State? I can't remember, but one of them is going to the SEC, and maybe that has something to do with it. Like these players don't want to do that. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not really following Oklahoma State like that, to be honest. No. TCU, very interesting. Quite a few people leaving. I mean, they've been through a lot. They've been through so much, so many injuries, crazy injuries, having to open up their roster to walk-ons because they didn't have enough players. I mean, it's just a lot going on with that team. But I think they have a lot of good things happening in the transfer portal, so I think they'll be all right. They'll probably be really surprising. Texas is losing 2 seniors, but I mean, like, I get it. If you're a senior, you might want to try something different. Like, you have probably one more year of eligibility. Again, try something different. Texas Tech, I don't watch Texas Tech. I should though, because like Cheryl Swoops went to Texas Tech, but they're not that great of a team recently in the recent future. So that could be why that people are leaving. UCF, I actually do watch their games sometimes, and they're pretty good, but I'm, again, shocked by how many people are leaving. And then West Virginia, I do not watch. Then you got the Big East. And the Big East, though, I don't know. I don't really watch it. UConn is in this, and I mean, it's kind of competitive, but UConn is the best team out of the group, and they always win their tournaments. I mean, UConn used to be in the ACC, but they left, and I think they left because of Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame was a contender against them, and they were like neck and neck, and they were tired of, they wanted a better record, and so they went to a less competitive conference, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. That was my opinion. Very interesting that, not surprised by Inez, but I am surprised by Amari DeBerry leaving. I mean, she's a forward. That team has so many injuries. Interesting. We'll see what happens with them. Creighton, I don't really watch. Georgetown, I don't really watch. Marquette, I sometimes watch Marquette. They're actually kind of interesting. Interesting team. But the Marquette coach, I think she went to Tennessee. Is she the Tennessee head coach used to be the Marquette coach, I think? God, there's been so much movement in the past couple of weeks about the coaches too, so I'm like trying hard to keep up. So that makes sense. If they're leaving, they might be going to Tennessee, or they might be going to other schools. Providence, don't watch. Seton Hall, don't watch. St. John's, no. Villanova, sometimes I'll watch Villanova. They can be kind of an interesting group. Xavier, well, I don't be watching y'all. All right, Big Ten. So the Big Ten I do watch sometimes. So Illinois, yeah, I mean, they're all right. Maryland, kind of surprised, but not. I would say the last few years. Oh, dang, I'm blanking on the coach's name. But she's had a lot of players transfer out of her program. And Faith Masonius is transferring out. The freshmen are transferring out. I can't say. I mean, freshmen be freshmen. I don't know. Senior, I think she just wants to try something different. She has one more year of eligibility. Why not go somewhere else and see if she can do something else? She has pretty good stats, so she's probably thinking she can get more. If she could actually get on the floor more, she might be able to score more. Michigan is a pretty interesting team. I do watch occasionally, but damn, 6 players are leaving. Okay. Michigan State, quite a few players are leaving. What's going on in Michigan? I don't know. I'm not following the business. Like I said, do I watch? I barely watch Big Ten. Okay. Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State. I do watch, so I'm kind of interesting. I think that 3 people are leaving, but they are young. They're freshmen and sophomores, and one senior. So, what can you say? Ohio State's a great team. Actually, they're pretty impressive. Penn State, actually, I feel is a good team, but they just don't have all the pieces at the right time. Like, they have people who like pop off here and there, but like it's not cohesive. Got Purdue. Rutgers used to be a fantastic program with Vivian C. Stringer, but you know, things change. Wisconsin, don't watch. All right, now we got the Pac-12. R.I.P. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. Okay, Pac-12 is no longer gonna happen, and they're dissolving essentially. So I see a lot of people leaving the Pac-12 because everyone's going to a different school. What is the situation? Let me just break it down real quick. Oregon State and Washington are staying in the Pac-12, but they're not. They're going to the West Coast conference, the WCC, I think, and it's just not that competitive of a conference. I think it does have Gonzaga in it, but I'm like, no. So a lot of people are leaving Oregon State, and I'll get to that. But Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah are going to the Big 12, and UCLA, Oregon, USC, Washington. Oh, so it's Washington State and Oregon State or State. So UCLA, Oregon, USC, and Washington are going to the Big 10, and then the California or Cal and Stanford are going to the ACC. Very weird to have two West Coast teams having to travel across the country because fucking football. This whole thing is happening because of football. Oh, God, so annoying. Anyway, back to the Pac-12. So Pac-12, we do have some people leaving, and, maybe some of these folks are like, I don't want to do this travel. I don't want to be a part of these conferences. So I get it. Arizona State is losing a lot of people, 6 people, and they all put up numbers. So, they're like, I don't want to be in the Big 12. Like, I can see that. I'm like, that's not what I came here for. I don't want to be traveling that much. Like, that's a lot of damn travel. Cal's only losing 1 person. Not a big deal. Colorado is losing so many people, but 2 players didn't play. So mind that. Kind of interesting. The most interesting one here is Shalomi Sanders. So Shalomi Sanders is Deion Sanders' daughter. So she doesn't play that much. She's a freshman. She didn't play that much, So maybe she's like, I need to go to a school where I'm going to actually get some minutes. I know that she is type 1 diabetic. I don't know if that has anything to do with the limitations on her play. Not sure. But people are speculating, and there are rumors that she is leaving because her dad's leaving, because she committed to another school and that her dad was at, and then he changed to Colorado, so she changed her commitment to Colorado. And so now people are like, oh, is Deion Sanders leaving Colorado? We will see, won't we? Oregon, Oregon is going to the Big 10, losing a few people. Again, some people, I'm assuming people don't want to travel that. Think about the travel. 4 people. Oregon State obviously is losing people. Talia von Oelhoffen, I believe, has gotten the portal first, and then Tamia Gardner and Adley Blacklock just most recently, like the other day. So not probably for the exact same reasons that Talia alluded to. She's like, due to the changes that are happening, she's like, I don't want to be in the West Coast Conference. That is not competitive. Like, Pac-12 was so competitive, and it's just not as competitive. So I could see her going to a completely different school. I probably could see her in the ACC, actually. She would do really well. She would do really well in the ACC. I'm not sure who's going to take her, but someone's going to take her. Same with Tamia Gardner. Someone's going to take both of them. Then you have USC, lost 2 people. I don't think that's a big deal. USC has like some number 1 draft picks, or not number 1, like top 10 draft picks coming in next year. It's going to be a really great team. They're losing a couple of seniors and grad students, but they'll be fine. Utah, not worried about. Washington, not that interesting. Washington State is losing a couple people, and they are seniors, but I have to imagine that has to do with them going to the West Coast Conference. No. And then we have the good old SEC. So SEC, Alabama has lost a couple of people. I'm not surprised. Arkansas lost their top 2 people. I am so shocked. And then also Jersey Wolfenberger also. So first it was Sailor Puffenbarger, then Jersey Wolfenberger. How do they have the same part of the last name? Is this a thing in Arkansas? Or I don't know. But Jersey is going to LSU. Sailor hasn't committed to anywhere yet, and Talia Scott is leaving. She's their top scorer. And to be honest, I don't know if it has anything to do with the coach. I just think that they're just not a winning team, and you want to be on a team where you can get eyeballs. If you have aspirations to being a pro player, you need to get eyeballs on you. And Arkansas is in a building. They're just not. They're not that great. They're just okay. Auburn is losing a couple people. Georgia's losing people. Not surprised. It's a new coach this year, new program. Florida is losing 1 person. Kentucky is losing 9 people, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 people. And that is because they fired Kyra Elzy and hired Kenny Brooks. And, all of these players were recruited by Kyra. So, that's going to leave a little bit of, bad taste in your mouth. And I can imagine them like, yeah, I don't want to stay here. I want to go to a school that I was recruited by, like, who were interested in me. And, like, it's completely different conferences. And so, yeah, from where Kenny Brooks is coming from. So, yeah, we'll see what's going to happen with this, because that means that Kenny Brooks has to completely rebuild his roster. And he's probably only got 3 players so far. Like Clara, Georgia, and his daughter, who didn't play this year. So he's got a lot of recruiting to do. But great coach, very personable. I'm sure he'll do fine. But this is crazy. Like, the entire team is leaving. The entire fucking Kentucky team is in the portal. That is wild. Then you have LSU and I've talked about this before, Kateri Poole. I talked about Haley Van Lift, which is not surprising because, like, come on, she was done dirty by being. Her whole reason for going to LSU was to develop as a point guard, because she knows if she goes into the WNBA as the player she was at Louisville, she wasn't going to probably get drafted very high. You just have to be a little bit more versatile at her size. And she needed to be a point guard. And she did kind of learn point guard, but she wasn't that successful at it. And she was put in situations that were not conducive to her skill level. And even in that game against Iowa, she was sick. Like, why would you put a sick player on someone who's shorter than the other player, than Caitlin Clark? That didn't make any sense to defend her, and she defended her most of the game. Made no sense. And I feel like Haley was like, you know what? I need to step away, and I don't blame her. I'm just worried that this will not help her in terms of getting drafted. But it depends on the next school she goes to. If she goes to another school that actually does the work in helping her be a point guard and allows her to shoot the ball more, I think she'll be fine. But we'll have to see. And then Angelica, or I'm not sure if it's Angelica or Angelica, Velez, she's leaving. She didn't play almost no minutes. Kim Mulkey never played her, so I'm sure she's just like, I want to go to a school where I'm gonna play. Like, I get it. Like, I understand, like, wanting to be part of a system, but Kim Mulkey is not Dawn Staley, and she is probably not motivating that Angelica and really, like, investing in her and developing that game. So probably not. So not surprised, but surprised? Not surprised. Mississippi State is losing a couple people. Not a big deal. Missouri losing a couple people. I'm surprised by Mama DeMille, but whatever. Ole Miss is losing a couple of people, but those people didn't play very often. So, and then you have South Carolina, obviously still Sanaya Jaws in the portal. And then Texas A&M is actually losing quite a few people. KK Green, Malia Johnson, Tanea Hilton, and Janiah Barker. Kind of surprised by Janiah Barker. And I could see she could be a really great player. I don't know what's going on. They also have a new head coach, the Georgia coach. I'm blanking on her name. She used to coach Georgia, but now she coaches Texas A&M this year. So maybe it's just like a fit situation, like it just doesn't fit. And she wants to do more. We'll see. Vanderbilt is losing just a couple players, but not that significant. So that would be, I think that's the most that I want to go through. There's a whole bunch others, but I'm not going to go through all these other conferences. I don't watch them. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch. But the most significant ones, like I said, were Angelica Velez, Deja Kelly, Zay Green, Tamia Gardner, Janiah Barker, Shalomi Sanders, Teona Key, KK Bransfield, Gabby Brooks, Inez Betancourt, and Amari DeBerry. The fact that Iowa State is losing 6 players, that's kind of crazy. Oklahoma State is losing 7 players. Michigan is losing 6. University of Kentucky is losing 9, the whole team. Nat Marshall from Notre Dame is also leaving, I heard. I don't think it's official. And Dayona Gaston from Texas. So some really big hitters. Kiki Arioffen is on my mind. I don't think she's gonna leave, but you never know. Now that Tara's gone, but I doubt it. I think she's gonna finish her last year there. And I don't think, no matter what happens, I think Kiki is going to the league. The crazy improvement she made from last year to this year is just wild. But anyway, that is the situation. Oh, you guys saw my notes on the screen. But yeah, that is the transfer portal situation right now. It changes all the time. I'll probably have to make another video about the crazy changes that are going on. So until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.